think that this is a lot, but it tastes so good. You want some more root beer?
All right, welcome back to the channel. I've been waiting to do this video for my soda fans out there because you've all asked for this. Today, we're making homemade root beer. Stay tuned and don't miss this video because we're going to show you the easy way and we're going to test different extracts to make it over the top. Make sure you're
liking, subscribing, and clicking the notification bells.
Oh yeah, let's just get right into this video.
I'm gonna eat one of these Tootsie Rolls.
And you make my candy coated heart melt. When you take my hand and I am under your spell.
Now, if you make root beer from all the roots that you put in, you're supposed to put dandelion, ginger, licorice in there. Don't worry about that. That's the hard way. We're actually going to show you how the Amish make root beer, which is what this is. I drove to Lancaster to get this today because I want to make authentic root beer. We don't want to use any of that root stuff. If you even make it like that, trust me, you're not even going to like it. This is the best way. This is what the professionals use. These extracts, and we're going to test each one as we go. We're going to make 4 different batches. I got so much root beer, I don't know what I'm going to do with all of it. It's going to be a fun video for sure. And don't miss the end of this video because my wife has got a special treat with what?
The Kahlua and the root beer.
And it really does taste like a Tootsie Roll.
And it's going to be called something like this. Now, when you're making homemade soda, you're going to need some 2-liter bottles of soda. These are just ones that I rinsed out and are reusing. You're going to need some yeast, which I've got here, the Red Star, which I use for all my wine too. You need your extracts. And of course, you need the sugar. All right, let's meet our root beer contenders. So the first extract we're going to use is Watkins. These are all highly rated on Amazon. I got links in the description for all of these, but we're going to test them and see which one has the best root beer flavor. This one is Hires root beer. You've probably all heard of that. They've been in the business for a long time. This one is a highly concentrated. You can see the size difference, but this one right here, I hope is going to be the winner because this is what the Amish use. Shanks root beer. This comes from Lancaster. This is where we live. We're lucky enough to be able to get some of this stuff. But again, you can get it all on Amazon too. But this is what the Amish use to make their root beer. They're not using any of those roots and stuff. Now, one thing I will tell you, make sure you're following our other channel, Along for the Journey. I got a whole video on Lancaster, and I'll put some scenes in here, but this, again, is what the Amish are using. It is Shanks root beer extract. I can't wait to open these up and smell them. Can you?
Yeah, me too.
You love root beer.
I do.
I'm not a real big fan of root beer, but I'm going to show you how I do like root beer right now. All right, Laura is making our root beer floats before we start making the root beer. So fill those up and we're going to get this fresh root beer in here, which I can't wait to try. And I love to put a fresh vanilla in my root beer float. There we go. Just a little bit. Takes it over the top. All right, now we're going to get this root beer in here. Look at that. Is that beautiful or what?
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness. What a treat this is. What are you doing?
Putting a little bit more root beer in.
Oh, those look great, honey. How is that?
Wow, it's really good. And you know, I like that it's not so carbonated.
And the carbonation, you're right, is the secret to this. The way we're going to carbonate this is the way I do all my sodas. And I can actually taste it in there. So when we get to that point, we're going to show you. Right now, we're going to enjoy this and start making this. Here we go. We got to get some sugar measured out. And this is the fun part about making your own root beer because, or any soda, you put in the amount of sugar you want. The recommended for what I'm going to show you is a half a cup to 1 cup per 2-liter bottle. I find the middle of it, 3/4 of a cup, works perfect. Now, we're making 4 of them today because we're testing 4 different kinds. So we're going to use 3 cups, and then we'll divide it out into our 2-liter bottles. But generally, you're just going to be making 1 batch at a time. So you just measure as needed. When you buy a 2-liter bottle of soda, it usually has 1 cup of sugar. So we're going 3/4 of a cup of sugar. So we're making it a little healthier. All right, now we can take this sugar to the stove and start our simple syrup, which we will use in our bottles.
Okay, so now we're going to make our simple syrup. So we have our 3 cups of sugar we measured out. And you're going to add 3 to 4 cups of water. You just want enough to get that sugar dissolved. And then just stir it as you heat it up until your simple syrup is clear.
Fast forward. Okay, you can see it's turning clear here, and that's what we want. You don't want to bring it to a boil. You don't want to burn your sugar for sure. So you start to see bubbling around the edge. You're done. Shut off the heat and let it cool to room temperature. All right, do you want to have a smell test?
Okay.
I already opened these and smelled them, but I want to see if her opinion is the same. So we'll start with this one. This is the Shanks root beer. Now remember, I got links to all of these in the description. So if you want to buy any of these, I even got the yeast in there.
Oh my gosh, I could drink that.
Yeah, that one smells just like root beer. This is the one from Lancaster, close to us. This is the Hires root beer. Now they make root beer. You've all bought that probably.
You can really smell licorice kind of in that one.
Yeah, that one smells good to me too. So right now, both of these are good. Now we're gonna get to this Lure Ann. This is the, what did I say? This one is the potent one. You don't need as much of this supposedly as some of these others. So let's see, this is the Watkins.
That one smells like vanilla, creamy.
Really?
I like this one a lot.
So there we go. I don't think we can rule any of them out.
Which one did you like?
I probably like the Shanks. These were pretty close to smelling the same.
The vanilla in that just hits me. I just smell, yeah, this is different. I'm excited to taste this one.
Now, I will tell you, when I was working these and trying to figure out what to use, because I want to use their recipe as far as how much to put in. The sugar's all going to be the same. The water's going to be the same. The only difference will be this extract. So some are more potent, some are going to be more flavorful. So you're just going to maybe have to adjust these. But what I wanted to say is some of these will make more than others. This Shanks over here will make 5 gallons. The Hires will only make 3 gallons for this whole bottle. So you're getting more for your money probably here. The Lure Ann, this will make 6 of the 2-liter bottles. This one will only make 2. I got measurements, but we're gonna add it and see if we need to add any more. I'll put the final recipe, what I did for each one of these, in the description. Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
All right, we got exactly 8 cups of liquid out of this, so that's what we got in the big one, and then we're gonna just put 2 cups in each one. So we'll fill each one with 2 cups of our liquid. All right, and just because I got vanilla around, and I love the flavor of vanilla, anytime I'm making anything, I'll put this homemade vanilla in. We're gonna put 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla in each one. It's just gonna bring out the pop of that root beer flavor. You don't have to do this, but I got it, and why not? Okay, now it's time to get our extracts in here. We're gonna start with the Shanks. We want for this 2-liter bottle, 3 teaspoons. Ah, look at that color.
It smells so good.
The next we're gonna do is the Lure Ann, which is the concentrated version. We only need 1 teaspoon of this because it is concentrated. All right, the next one is the Watkins. This one again will only make, this whole bottle will only make 2 bottles. So in this, we wanna use 2 tablespoons. And the last but not least is the Hires. The Hires, we wanna use 4 teaspoons of this, according to their directions. But once we fill these up, we're gonna just do a quick taste test and see if we wanna add more flavor. And again, I will adjust the recipe in the description if I do so.
That's what's fun about this. You can make it taste however you want.
Yeah. Now all you want to do is fill each one of these bottles up with just regular tap water. We're going to fill it like within 2 inches from the top of the bottle because we want to add the yeast, and we might want to add additional extract if we want more root beer flavor. Now I do think it's worth noting at this point the different colors. The shank is very dark as well as the Hires. The Laura Anna is probably not as dark, but the Watkins is definitely a lighter color. Now what I want to do, I just want to do a real quick taste test of this to see if we need to add any more of our extracts. All right, I just tasted all these and I tell you, they're all taste pretty similar, which I'm surprised with. But we like extra root beer, so I'm just going to add a half a teaspoon to each one of these that I've already done. So let's just do that because I want more. All right, so we topped off with our extract. Now you want to mix them up real good. You're just going to do a little bit of this. What we're going to do is we're going to get our yeast in, which is our preferred way to carbonate this. And that's how the Amish do it too. You saw it on the bottom of that root beer that I had. So there we go. Let's get the yeast in here. So this is what we want next. I love this champagne yeast, but you can use any yeast for this root beer. So what we're going to do is open this up, and you don't need much for this. You only need maybe a little bit less than 1/8 of a teaspoon. So I'm just going to add just that much. You probably can't see that, but it's about 1/8 of a teaspoon. We're going to add that to each one of these, and that's going to ferment our soda. You can see I hardly used any of that that's in the pack. Now what we want to do is get that mixed in. So cap these off again, and we're going to shake them up to get that yeast mixed in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put these in the sink. This will take maybe 12 to 24 hours to get carbonated. And what you want to do is, I'd like to just put it in the sink just in case there's a mishap and one of these, it gets too hard and explodes. My wife's got to clean that up. So there we go. Now I'm going to put them in the sink, and what you want to do is test them every so hours. You see there's a lot of give in there. That thing will get rock hard, and then what we want to do to stop fermentation is to stick them in the refrigerator, and that's when the yeast will sink to the bottom and will hibernate. And it's ready to drink at that point. So let's get them in the sink. We'll keep testing it, and I'll see you in a little bit. All right, we're all set up here. This, you can see how firm this got. That's what you want when you get to this point. Stick it in the refrigerator. They're all pretty much equal here. I had them in the fridge last night and pulled them out just to get them extra fermenty today. So here we got our testers. I got some special testers today that are going to help us rate these 1 through 4. Let's just get right into that. Okay. All right, the results are in. What do we got?
Okay, clear winner. Lorianne was number 1.
And that was the one that was the most highly rated on Amazon.
It was good. We have a tie for second between Watkins and Shanks.
Okay.
And the Hires came in dead last, like really dead last.
And that's the one that makes root beer, right? Let's just have some root beer floats. It's time. Do you know they said they never had a root beer float?
See, I like to eat the ice cream instead of drinking the root beer.
I like to mix it.
Oh, me too. I think adding the vanilla really makes it good.
And make sure you watch that vanilla extract video because I'll show you how to make it.
Yeah.
Add that to your root beer floats. Oh, all right, we got so much root beer here that we just had to throw a cocktail in, right, hon?
Yes.
Now, what do you call this?
So after some research, we found something that sounds really good to both of us. It's called a Tootsie Roll. You use Kahlua and you use your homemade root beer. So the Kahlua, the recipe did call for 2 ounces of Kahlua and 6 ounces of root beer. But when I made mine yesterday to test it, I used 3 ounces of Kahlua and 6 ounces of root beer. But we're just going to use 2 for now. But you can make it with 3. It was good with 3 ounces of the Kahlua. You can also put it over crushed ice I think in the summertime, that would be really good for the crushed ice. I just wanted it over cubed ice for this. So 2 ounces of the Kahlua. And then I'm just going to fill it up a little bit here. I'm not going to measure out my root beer. And it really does taste like a Tootsie Roll, which I was pretty impressed. You want to come taste, honey?
The Tootsie Roll cocktail.
Yeah.
How's that?
It's amazing that it really does taste like a Tootsie Roll. I still like it with a little bit more Kahlua.
No, that's perfect.
I know.
Perfect. And don't miss our future video. We're going to show you how to make homemade Kahlua. That's one of my next videos coming up. You don't want to miss it. Until next time, have a great day, and
don't forget to like, subscribe, and click those notification bells.
For sure.
I'm gonna eat one of these Tootsie Rolls.
When you take my hand and I am under your spell, baby, I crave your affection. When I stepped in, sweet confession.